This tactic won me 7 trophies in one season. If you guys want to play like Pep in the FM24 Beta, you're going to love this video. If you do enjoy the content on the channel, be sure to leave a like, drop a little subscription below, and it's going to be an action-packed year. So definitely hit the notification bell, because we have got constant content dropping. But let's get into it. So then guys, this is going to be based around playing like Pep, so we are going to play with his team, and we have absolutely taken over world football. This is going to be the best screen to show you, as we can educate you on everything we've done in this save. We won the Champions League, we won the Super Cup, we won the Premier League, we won the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the Community Shield, and the Club World Championship, which I will show you on the schedule tab in one moment. Alongside of this, we scored 117 league goals, conceded only 27, and picked up 0 red cards. In terms of the player stats, it's going to be big boy Erling Haaland coming in with 82 league goals. Absolutely incredible from him. Kevin De Bruyne coming in with 26 assists. You do love to see that. And also Edison come in with 98% pass completion. In terms of the league table, we didn't go invincible, unfortunately, but close to it, as we actually played 38, won 30, drew 6, and just lost 2 games, picking up 96 points in the Premier League season. If you like how this looks, by the way, this new skin, all the badges, if this video gets 40 likes, I will upload the ultimate guide to how to transform your game from basic to the extreme like this. But that is a flyer of a season. Over to these league stats, we absolutely dominated. Most points per game at 2.53, most goals at 117, most shots at 623, fewest shots against at 218, most possession coming in at 61, and also the most clean sheets and the fewest conceded. A flawless season. Going over to the player stats, and we are going to see 82 goals for Erling Haaland, De Bruyne with 24, 18 coming in for Jack Grealish, 17 for Silva, 14 for Nunes, good to see him get some game time, 11 for Foden, 10 coming in for Rodri, Alvarez with 9, loads of players getting involved. We love to see that. And also, I will say, Haaland actually had an injury as well, so it is scary he still scored 82 goals. In terms of the assists, we're going to see a variety of players coming in. De Bruyne with 26, 22 for Bernardo Silva, 19 for Grealish, 12 for Foden, 11 for Kovacic, and 10 for Rodri. What a season. Data Hub is going to look more attractive than ever, as we're going to see 3.08 goals per game, which is very, very good. Over 3 goals a game at this stage is beautiful to see. Conceded coming in at only 0.71, just over 16 shots a game, and a pass completion of 90%. Beautiful. Going over that schedule now, then we're going to briefly run it down just to show you what went wrong, what went right. Majority did go right, to be fair, but we had a very convincing sort of pre-season. The only disappointing result, if you want to say, would be the 1-1 draw against Cadiz, but obviously we beat all the rest of the teams. Obviously Inter Milan and Lazio probably being the hardest teams there, and absolutely thrashed Leicester and Rotherham. We won the Community Shield in quite dominant fashion, with goals from Jack Grealish and Nunes in a 2-0 win over Arsenal, which is good to see. The Super Cup was a very dramatic one, to be honest with you, against Sevilla in a 4-3 win, with Erling Haaland with 2 and Bernardo Silva coming in. You can see here we got off to a flyer in the Premier League. Unfortunately though, this game here was a bit of a, I remember playing this one, it was a little bit of a dramatic one in 1-1 fashion away against Sheffield. I was a little bit worried, but do you know what, we bounced back against Wolves and a 5-0 win. Unfortunately, the Champions League got off to a bit of a rocky start, as it is going to be Kyle Walker helping Lens there get that 3-3 draw. But after that, we really did, you know, start to go back to dominant fashion in the Premier League, in the Carabao Cup, also in the Premier League, beating Liverpool 2-0, which is always a tough game. Bernardo Silva and Erling Haaland coming in. We absolutely destroy Shakhtar in 8-2 fashion away, with Erling Haaland picking up, is that 4 goals? Absolutely incredible stuff from him. Unfortunately, back-to-back, we then get another disappointing draw against Brentford, but that's when we really turn around here, and we go on quite a nice spree, going over just around 2 months before we lose our next game, which unfortunately did fail against Aston Villa. But after that, it went back to absolute dominant fashion. You can see some of the games now. Obviously, Shakhtar, they just can't catch a break from us. This is going to be the Club World Cup semi-final and the final there, which you can see we won. That is going to be the 7th trophy in this season. But overall, we absolutely thumped it. I just want you guys to get a feast of, you know, of these results, because it's absolutely incredible. I'm going to be open and transparent with you guys. There were the odd result, like a point here against Arsenal, not necessarily too bad. This is the only real disappointment, in my opinion. The RB Leipzig result, obviously, did bounce back, as you can see, in 2-0 fashion, and obviously went through to win the Champions League in the end. But there were very few disappointing results across this entire save. I know it is with Man City, but this is a Pep Guardiola tactic made for his team. Can you use this with other teams? I genuinely believe you could, because it is a 4-3-3. It's very consistent. It's not too attacking, neither too defensive, very controlling over the game, and I think it would work with pretty much any team. But I'll leave that up to you guys. If you guys want any help, you can always message me on the social media platforms. But we're going to watch a couple of highlights, and then we're going to get into the tactic. But unfortunately, I didn't save the games as we were going, so we can only watch towards the bottom end of the table, or the schedule, should I say. But this is going to be a 6-0 win over Crystal Palace, and they did go down to 10 men there. You can see Kyle Walker being a very, very, very vital part in that team goal, as it is now going to be Henderson looking pretty ropey. Are we going to see a mistake? We are. Jack Grealish capitalises. Henderson, I don't know if that's the match engine or whether that is just Henderson. It could just be Henderson. Shocking from him. A little bit of set-piece action there into Jackie Grealish. A little bit of a lucky goal there, but it is going to be Rodrigo picking up the scraps finally. De Bruyne with a ball into the box now on the edge again. Jack Grealish, of course, the set-pieces are going to come with this as well, and you're seeing how good they really can be. So it is going to be Nunes taking his time on the left-hand side. Loads of options in the midfield. Beautiful from Phillips into Rodrigo, who hits it down into the bottom right-hand corner, and we are absolutely flying. 5-0 up, one more goal to come. Jack Grealish down the left-hand side is going to take his time, ball in the box into Foden, who wins a header. Who would have thought it? Painful to watch because I support United, but it was a very good game, and what a performance as a link up down the right-hand side results in an Erling Haaland header past Atley in goal, and that is going to be an incredible start. De Bruyne gets off again. That is going to be 2-0 in 20 minutes for the City team, and a penalty from De Bruyne there inside of 60 minutes. Absolutely incredible, and there's one more goal to come here with Gvardiol pushing up, really seeing he was playing that libero role this game, so that is going to be beautiful to see. Pushing all the way up, driving it across into an injured Haaland. What a game. But of course you guys are here for the tactic, so let's break down the tactic. We are going to have 3 variants today. I do want to quickly thank all of the Patreons coming down the screen. There is around 280 of you guys now. Absolutely incredible. If you do want to become a Patreon, there are some great perks, including access to all 3 of the variants today in one simple download. You get early video and tactic release. You get priority in your tactic and rebuild requests, one-on-one tactical help, access to the Patreon giveaways, and much more. I always do my best to provide more things for you guys to show them some love. Simple as that. But let's go ahead and break down this tactic. So, first of all, it is going to be based off your average 4-3-3, as you can probably expect. In goal, we are going to have the sweeper keeper, who is simply going to be on a supportive duty. On the right-hand side, we are actually going to opt for a fullback on support, on cross-aim centre, run wide with the ball, and also get further forwards. Now, the great thing about this is that on this side of the field, we are going to see the inside forward come inside and the fullback overlap. This is going to be your Kyle Walker. We then have the libero, which is going to be the John Stones role in the team. Now, he does play on the left and the right, so in my personal opinion, it works better having him on the right. Therefore, we're going to go with that. This role is now incredible in the game. Alongside of him, a ball-playing defender simply on the default instructions. And the left-back is going to be the new role. Now, have I used this because it's completely new? Honestly, kind of, but also kind of not, because I was going to have a player on defend here anyway, and having Ake in this situation, in this position, works really, really well. Therefore, this is the perfect role. Going over to the midfield, it is going to be the basic player of the team, but a vital part in the team, the DM, who is going to be simply on support. Next to him, we're going to have a box-to-box, who is going to also be on support, simply on move into channels. Now, I don't want further forwards on this player because we already are quite attacking with that front 3, therefore we do not need to add to the mix. And another reason is because we've got this default Metzala, who is going to be on attack, your Kevin De Bruyne. You saw how good he was, the stats he pulled in, absolutely incredible. We don't need too much more of an attacker midfield. This always complements each other very well. On the right hand side, the inside forward, obviously this player is going to look to cut inside with the ball, and having him on run from position really helps linking up the play in this team, and it works brilliantly alongside a Kyle Walker being the overlap option on the right hand side. And on the left hand side with the wingers, we now actually can have them also cutting in. Obviously this is the Manchester City way, simple as that really, and he is going to be on attack, on cut inside, and roam from position. And to finish it off for the player roles, the cherry on top, a default striker, which is going to be Erling Haaland, the advanced forward on attack. This tactic cooked. So let's get things rolling then with the team instructions. It is going to be based off a clean slate, just to clarify that, and we are also going to have the positive mentality. Now in terms of the in possession tab, we're going to have overlap right, so Kyle Walker can really get involved on that side of the field, a much needed instruction in my opinion. Of course we're going to play out from the back the Manchester City way. The tempo is going to remain on standard, so it is going to be very nice for your players, not too strenuous. The passing directness is also going to remain on shorter. Having it on much shorter is a bit too too much possession orientated, very good for defending a game, closing out a game, but we simply weren't scoring enough goals. And the last instruction on this tab is going to be work ball into the box. I've not opted to have be more expressive, anything like that, because we were scoring enough goals anyway, and then we don't want to go too attacking in every single one of your games. And the big change is going to be this attack and width is also going to now be onto fairly narrow. Quite a narrow system, but some of the players do provide the width, so it balances out really nicely. In transition, there are going to be 3 simple things. That is going to be counter press, play to the centre backs, and take short goal kicks. We're not a counter-attacking team, therefore we're not going to counter-attack, and we don't really want to rush the goalkeeper, in possession right away, therefore 3 simple options. Now in terms of the out of possession, we're going to have the quite commonly used high pressing line of engagement alongside of that standard line. We're going to have this maxed out all the way though in the trigger press, and obviously Erling Haaland, let's have him apply some pressure on the goalkeeper. Absolutely incredible. That is going to be your team instructions. Obviously guys, I'd like to include 3 variants in my videos. Obviously the Patreons get these early and get them all in one simple download, but I do include them in the videos, therefore I'm not making you guys pay for this stuff because I don't want to go down that path at all. But let's go over and break down the attack and variant. So you are going to notice a few changes coming in. Starting off from the back line, we actually now have an inverted wing back on support, just a little bit more of an attacking option through that left hand side on the back line. The ball playing defender, the libero, stays exactly the same. The fullback now goes to attack on cross aim centre and round wide with the ball, just really getting Kyle Walker involved and pushing him up that field. In terms of the midfield, it remains exactly the same, apart from the box to box now has get further forwards on as well, because we want one more player getting really stuck into that attack and mix and creating issues. The Metzala remains the same, and the DM also remains the same. The wingers are going to also remain exactly the same because the front 3 essentially are very, very attacking, as you can see already, so it really enforced no change. In terms of the team instructions, we are now going to be on attacking. That is attacking, just to clarify, and the real big change here, boys, is simply going to be the addition of one instruction, and that is going to be more expressive. If we are trying to chase down the game, I don't mind having it on, and in this variant, we are. Transition, there are going to be one simple instruction, to be honest. I'm not going to waste your time with it. It is going to be distribute quickly. I did try and have counter attack on because a bit more urgency maybe, but it completely ruined the way that Pep plays, therefore it's not going to be selected. Battle possession, again, the one change is going to be the higher defensive line. I did have get stuck in on, but to be honest, I was picking up way too many bookings to my liking, so I got rid of it. So that is really as attacking as you can get with this tactic, while maintaining it being a sensible tactic. Now over to the defensive variant, there are going to be quite a few changes. First of all, the advanced sword remains the same. The winger on the left drops to support on the default, and on the right, an inside forward is also going to be on support on the default. I don't want them roaming. I want them to sort of just be good options out wide and do what they do. I also don't want them to be too attacking. Therefore, we have sort of narrowed them down to be a bit more of a supportive role, come back if needed, and to be honest, it defends really, really well playing this way. We also get rid of the box to box and have what I like to call the risk-free option. A central midfield player on support, on pass it shorter, take fewer risks, dribble less, and shoot often. This player is simply to get the ball, pass it side to side, and make no errors. The Metzala drops to support on the default, and the DM goes to defend on this occasion, simply on tackle harder. The back line is going to look a little bit, well, pretty much the same, to be honest with you. The inverted fullback on defend on the default, the ball playing defender on defend on the default, the libero is going to remain the same, but the fullback is now going to drop on defend to make an almost defensive back line. That is why it defends so well, and he's going to be on cross aim centre and run wide with the ball. In terms of the team instructions, we are still going to keep that positive mentality from the original version, but the real changes here are going to be the much shorter coming in, meaning a lot more possession orientated. We're not going to overlap right. We are also going to dribble less and be more disciplined on the attack. This is literally designed to maintain the ball and pass it side to side round the back, really frustrate the opposition. In transition, we are going to see a couple of changes, so we're going to slow the pace down now because we are trying to seal out the game, and we're going to play to anyone across that back line just to eliminate any potential risks. In terms of the out of possession, it's going to look as basic as it can look, the standard line, the high pressing line of engagement, and more often on the trigger press. But that is going to give you guys 3 variants for play like Pep in the FM24 early access or beta, whatever you want to call it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the game so far, and if you have enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like, drop a little subscription below, and turn on notifications, because we've got constant content coming and you're not going to want to miss it. But please, also, if you do want to, you can come and watch me live now. I do want to announce that because I had a ton of you guys come over yesterday. We're live basically every single day. The vibes are immaculate, but enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.